We are live. Awesome. Okay, so this call tonight is part of our sisterhood project. So this is part of our Scuba Maids dive school. And as part of our dive school project, we created this online version of our dive school. And so every month we get together online and we have free chats like this one where you get to learn from other dive professionals in the industry. We talk about different diving subjects, or we also do courses where you can come and take actual PADI courses with us online and either just observe and learn more about fish or shark conservation, that kind of thing, or you can do the full course and get certified on a trip with us. And so this call is part of our sisterhood, Surface Interval Sisterhood project.
And of course, who are we? So a lot of you already know us. I am Maira, and I am the CEO of My Hosted Trips and the founder of Scuba Maids, and I'm a PADI Master Instructor as well.
And I'm Shev. I'm Myra's right-hand gal, and we've been working together for 3 years now at Mar Hosted Trips. And so I'm her admin manager, and she also put me in charge of the dive school. So I'll be working lots with Infinity Diving this year as well. And I am a PADI IDC staff instructor, thanks to the training I did with Ivana in December. So that was the beginning of our partnership with the shop, and we're really excited to keep it going. And Ivana, Vicky, tell us about yourselves.
I'm Ivana. Nice to meet you. I'm originally from London, but I live in Mexico now. Been traveling for quite some time and diving lots. And I'm one of the Platinum Course Directors here at Infinity to Diving. And definitely we love what we do. And the most important thing is that we love sharing our passion for the underwater world.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vicky. I'm also the other Platinum Course Director and the owner and founder of Infinity to Diving, which has been around for 10 years now. And we're excited to have you all here.
Awesome. And tell us a bit about your dive shop, Vicky and Ivana.
So we just moved, so great, exciting news. So less than a year ago, we started moving around July, August. We have now our own pool, our own facility with dorm beds and private studios that sleep 1 or 2 people. We have a lovely rooftop where we can do gatherings, movie nights, workshops. We have our own repair room now. We've always had a filling station, but this is another part of a workshop that people can come and learn how to fill tanks, how to run an operation, how to start with getting tools ready. We are in the cenote Mecca, and what's super cool about it is the fact that we drive to our dive sites. We also do boat diving, so you actually get to learn how to load and go. So you get the truck, you load the truck, and then you go diving. What's your
Mine?
Yeah.
What she said, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So after we started the Scuba Maids dive school in 2024 as well with well, Myra's been running women's only rescue courses for how many years? Many years now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And that was started by a real need or a desire to see more women taking rescue courses, becoming dive pros, and wanting to create a really fun and safe environment to do that in. And so we started the Scuba Maids Dive School in 2024, and now we do weekend trips where you're able to get certified as an open water, advanced, or rescue diver in preparation to finally launch our pro programs, which we've been working on for a long time now. We're really excited that we finally found a really great partner to work with for this program. So today we are announcing our divemaster one-to-one training program, which is our plan to make a program where we pair you with an excellent dive facility, as well as give you extra mentorship on working in the industry, deciding what type of dive career you're looking for, and giving you actual steps on how to get there. And then a mentor and getting you actually into the industry and working. And so that's what our divemaster one-to-one program is about. And then this is a very exciting news for us. Myra?
Yeah, so sorry. So I was
Yeah.
so the Scuba Mermaids IDC in collaboration with Infinity. This is what we are super excited about, because we really think it's the first ever all women's instructor development course. Is that right? What do you think, Ivana?
For sure in the Americas.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, for sure, we can say that we would be the only IDC with 2 female platinum course directors, a master instructor and a staff instructor, all female. That is 100%.
Yes, and so we're very excited because we're going to be staying at their own facility, and everything's right there, like she was talking about. Like, you have the pool right there, you have the studios right there where you're staying. They have all the equipment, the dive shop. They live there, so they're gonna be with us like 24/7. Yes. And so not only for the IDC, but also for the dive master, if you're staying there at their facility, you get like a full training on what is it to be part of a dive shop, like for what is it to be part of a family of divers, which is one of the things that we're most interested in Scuba Mermaids, to be part of a community. So we want to make sure that when you enter the dive industry as a professional, you have a support system that is there for you. And we have found that Vicky and Ivana, of course, Scuba Mermaids, you've seen it in our trips, how this community is always trying to help us grow. And I think if you just try to do it by yourself, it's a little bit more difficult versus if you have already a system, a sisterhood that is going to support you. So if you start your dive master program and then you go for your IDC with us, then you have this system that is mentoring you throughout your whole career to become a professional. We didn't mention it, but we are actually trying to do the dive master one-on-one program that we have, starting since you decide that you want to become a dive master. So if you're an open water diver and you decide that you want to become a dive master, we want to show you what's the right path for you to become a professional diver, and how to speed up the process, and what are the things that you will need to improve so you can get there quickly. Like if you have problems with your buoyancy, navigation, whatever, then we will mentor you and coach you to tell you, okay, so this is what we recommend you to do, and these are your options on how to achieve that. And this is like a whole project that we have that involves how to become a pro diver, specifically because there's not a lot of women becoming pro. Everybody's stopping at open water, is it?
Advanced,
right? So we're having a lack of female divers wanting to do the rescue. It's just intimidating. Rescue, dive master, and IDC, it's not that they don't want to, it's just an intimidation kind of like problem. So by offering this community and this system, we want to remove that scary part and tell you that, hey, we're here for you. We're going to do this together, and you're going to be the best diver that you can be.
Yeah. And a big passion and part of this project as well, as we've been to any of our training retreats, you'll know that we put a lot of effort and even these calls into like additional dive world conversations, because there's so many things that aren't covered in your courses, because the courses are meant to be generalized to apply all over the world to all different communities. And so there's so many things that Myra and myself and Vicky and Ivana learned throughout our dive pro experience, and before that too, that we want to fill those gaps and again make it faster, easier for you to gain as much knowledge as possible, instead of by trial and error like we had to do it over our experience. So now that you know a little bit more about us, we want to start answering some of your questions. And we have some that we've gotten before from other divers who had questions about dive pros. So we're going to answer them now. But if you have a question we don't cover, feel free to drop it in the chat at any time. We will leave some time for questions at the end. And then we'll also have a live question and answer period where you can ask Ivana and Vicky all your questions. All right.
So this question, we came up with some questions that we think are going to be a good guideline for you to understand the Dive Master program. And so this question, like, why do I want to be a dive pro? I think it's very important, but it's a very personal question, and it's something that I think you have to know, like really, really meditate on before you actually decide to sign up for becoming a dive. And there's so many things that, I mean, you can say like, hey, I want to become a dive pro because I want to change my life and go and live to Mexico. I want to quit my job. Yeah, that's valid. Also, only if you want to become a better diver, that is also valid. Also, if you just want to have it as a retirement option, or if you want to represent a professional diver in your area, or because you want to help out in your dive shop in Texas, you know? So there's so many specific and personal goals. And I think you have to have that very clear, because once you have that personal question clear, like, why do I want to be a dive pro? Then is when you can decide what is the path that you're going to take and how you're going to get there. So if you just want to do it because you want to be a better diver, because you want to be a tech diver, then you know that your mentor is going to, or should, like, put the path towards you become that dive master that is going to be a tech diver, or that dive master that is going to be a working at a facility, right? So so we can help you, and this is why we created the Dive Master 1-on-1. So we make sure whatever is your goal, we are there to help you achieve it. I hope that was clear.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, what we want to make clear is that there's so many different types of jobs you can do in the industry. So if you know what you want to do, then we can help you get there and find a path for you. So the biggest question, of course, is always, how do I become a dive pro? The easy answer is you find a course and you do it. But of course, it's not that easy, because the most important thing in your Dive Master program and any training is your instructor and the facilities you have available to you. And so that's why we came up with this program as well, because we've taken the research out of it. When I did my Dive Master, I spent months contacting dive shops and researching where I wanted to go, reading reviews. And so we have done that as an organization, as Mar Hosted Trips, as the Maids. We have been looking for a dive shop that would be the perfect home for this program. So we've done the research, and we've met Ivana and Vicky, and we've tested, they passed our tests. So that's the biggest part we've taken away for you that you don't have to do. But there are different types of Dive Master training, and we are going to get into that a little bit. And so how much time and all those questions will be answered as well. But basically, you need to have at least 40 dives to start your Dive Master, or 20 dives? 20 dives and finish with 40, right?
No, we can start with 20 and we can finish with 60 if people have a lot of time, because we're
for your
a
program
development center.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So normally they would need 40.
You were correct.
Yeah.
But because we are a career development center, they can come to us with 20 dives, and we can mentor them, get them the amount of dives to reach the 60 minimum requirement to be certified as a dive master.
Okay, cool. That's awesome to know. You have to be rescue certified to start the Dive Master program as well. And we strongly recommend that you, as a diver, know your abilities and are comfortable in your diving skills, because ultimately the Dive Master course is not a diving course, it's a professional development course. And so it's not there to teach you how to dive. You already know how to dive. It's there to teach you how to work in the industry. And so especially with the really cool programs we're going to tell you about with Infinity, some of them are really short. And so you need to come to the program already prepared with your skills. So the first option we're going to offer is a 2-week program. And this one, you do need to be pre-assessed by either Infinity or by us on a Mar hosted trip to make sure that you're ready to go straight into the Dive Master program. And then after that, there is a 4-week program that they offer, which I'm going to let them talk about later. And yeah, so that's kind of just the logistics on how to become a dive pro. So Ivana and Vicky, how much experience do you think we need to start?
So we're in general, what I like to say is everyone has their own program. This is the beauty of coming to us with you now, girls, obviously, because now we've got not just 2, we've got 4 mentors. Everyone at the shop is very used to having dive master and trainees beside them on their courses, on their guided tours, doing the workshops, doing the role playing. One of my favorite things that is to actually prepare people before they go in the real world with real students, with the real divers. So one thing we really thrive on is to get you ready. Now, to get you ready, that depends on you, and we will put no rush on that get you ready part. Some people, maybe within a few days, they're really eager to learn, they're on it, and they've got a lot of diving under their belt, and they're ready to do a little bit more maybe than another candidate, but that's not a problem. First of all, it's a one-on-one. And then also here at the shop, we make sure that we do things that we cater them to the specific person. Every dive master program is different. I would say one thing, you want to be ready mentally to start. And the most important thing is that you connect with your mentor and decide together how to move forward. So we will be there to listen to you at all times, because it's very important that we keep talking, not after you've signed up, but during the course also. So when we start the program and we do like a skill circuit, be honest, say, you know what, Ivana, I didn't feel really comfortable with this skill. Not a problem. We can jump in back in the pool. We can go to a cenote. I'll give you an example. We had a candidate that was having really, really lots of problems with the pool because of the chlorine. So we moved the training a little bit more towards the cenote in the ocean. And guess what he did at the end of the program? He could do all the skills in the pool. It was just one of those things. He just needed a chance to get comfortable. Where and when you want to get comfortable, just let us know. We will make sure it will happen. And that's the most important thing, is to talk. Anything you would like to add?
I think you covered it. I would say it depends on everyone. Like, you don't just have to take the dive master course either to work in the industry. It can just be there to improve your skills and your comfort in the water and knowing more. So when you go on trips, you go on diving vacations, you feel more comfortable to be able to handle any situation that can arise. So I wouldn't say you just need to take it to work in the industry as well. It can be that first little step to get some experience, to see if maybe you want to work in the industry and end up like us.
Maybe it triggers something.
You never know.
When I did my dive master, that's when it triggered me to want to become a course director. I had no idea till then what my path was going to be in the scuba diving industry. So it was my dive master that formed me and gave me that little tweak to move forward. I've had, like, even recently, we've had some dive masters to be that just got certified, and one was a mother and 50 years of age, and she's loving it. She's going diving with her kids now. She feels safer to go diving with her kids now. She sent us a message saying the other day that she had one of her kids with a bit of an ear problem. She knew what to do because it was at the end of the dive, and she knew it wasn't about going up, it was about just staying there, going down a little bit more, and everything then ended up super smooth. Even the dive master complimented her how things went so well, and what she did was amazing, and that he was generally shocked to see her say, yeah, I did my dive master. And the kids were super obviously proud of their mother. So it's really nice to see that the dive master program is for everyone. Whatever reason you want to do it, let us know. We'll make sure to cater it properly for you.
Exactly. And just like we were saying, whatever your reason is, you just have to know it. Well, so why are your facilities and the community so important when it comes to pro training?
Well, we go back to those days when you start struggling. It's nice to have a couple of cushions to lean on. It's nice to be fully immersed into the actual life of all the people that live within the shop. I mean, I'm not saying that we all sleep here together in the same room, but so we kind of spend a lot of time together. Like, you get to know each other. We go out for dinners, and like I said, we can organize those nice little last minute workshops, and not necessarily you need to learn what to do. You can also just listen or share an experience that you had that really upset you or put some fear in you, and put it out there, because I can guarantee you what you're going to share today, someone else would have felt the same thing, and you will help someone else to put that issue on the table. Let's discuss about things. Let's not hide them. And while you're staying in the same location, these things can happen naturally without having to set up a specific workshop. Maybe having a beer on the rooftop, or having a soda, or waking up in the morning to go and get a nice fresh croissant at the French bakery down the street. And while you're walking down the street, you're just coming up with something about what you liked about the day before, or what you felt that you learned. And maybe the other person can, oh, you know what, maybe I'll try that. And without even knowing, you are now mentoring someone else. And that's the coolest thing. You never know what can trigger what. And I just like to get to know the people I'm diving with. And I liked my candidates to get to know me. Like, everyone has a different charm. We're definitely two different people, obviously. Sort of. The same accent, though. But we like different things. Like, I fell in love with cave, and example, now Vicky's in love with mermaiding, and she's now becoming a swimming instructor. Right now, next week, she's going to the States to make Infinity to Diving the first PADI swimming school in the area. So we're always trying to grow, always trying to do something new to be able to support whatever needs to be supported.
So speaking of mermaiding, tell us, like, what are some of the facilities and programs that you have that make it unique and that you might experience during your candidacy?
Well,
other than Vicky.
Other than me? Oh, nothing.
Being the unique thing. Yeah.
No, so one thing that's really important, like definitely for any pro level training, whether it's dive master, instructor, or staff instructor, is that you're actually at a facility that has a lot going on. The more that facility actually offers, the more opportunities there are for you to learn. Now, that depends on you as a person, on how much you want to do. We do literally everything. Today, I just came back from teaching a cave course. Next week, I'm becoming a swim instructor. We have mermaid training. Yesterday, we had people training on the DPVs. A couple of days before, they were on the full face masks. You know, there's lots of things going on. So you really get that huge diversity of what the diving has to offer, which is the most important thing.
And a very important thing is that on any of our programs at pro level, so IDC, Dive Master, one thing that we offer to all our candidates, it's a 24/7.
To try mermaid.
It's a 24/7 mentorship and a free tryout in a pool of about everything. We go snorkeling with the DPVs, so you can try the DPVs. You get to try and put a mermaid tail on. I can guarantee you a lot of boys fell in love with it too. Well, we forced them at the beginning, then they kind of liked it, let's be honest. But yeah, and you can try side mount gear on in a pool, back mount doubles in a pool to see again what maybe, oh, you know what, this actually feels pretty nice. And then you can maybe try it out. I know it can become very overwhelming because there's so much to do, but even at the mermaid level, you never know, maybe this is a passion that you have. You put on the tail and something just goes. This is what happened to
That's
Vicky.
what happened to me.
You fell in love with it 2 years ago, and she can't stop talking about it. As soon as she has a course,
like the H2O mermaids.
I'm like, no one talked to me.
No one's
I'm
mermaid. And then she starts talking fantastic, all these weird, obviously, words that you need to use for mermaiding. So what's the other one? Amazing. And so she's like that for the week. She's gone.
We'll be marmazing.
That's all the parts underwater.
Awesome. Yeah, that is so cool. It is really unique to be able to try all those different things in one place, because that's not something you'll find very many places in the world.
And not only the facility, but the place where they decided to create the facility, which is Tulum, right? So Tulum has access to, if you go in the wintertime, you can even dive with the bull sharks. You have the cenotes, you have Cozumel, you have the reefs in Playa, you have the reefs in Tulum. So it's
Blackwater.
The Blackwater.
Yeah.
You have so many things that you can do in that area. It's just crazy. Like the weather is amazing. I mean, it's just an amazing place to be training. Plus, the community in that area, in the Riviera Maya of diving, the dive community is huge. And you can find people from all over the world that are already moved to Tulum or to Playa, and they're living their life, their best life there. You can, like she was saying, the community that you're gonna start finding within the facility, and also when you go to you go to have lunch, and then you see like, oh, there's a bunch of divers there, and then you say hi, and then you start making connections, because diving is all about community and connections. And if you start in a facility where it provides you with all these connections, once you start, if you want to become like an instructor, then you just, oh, let me call my friend that is now diving in Curacao, let me call my other friend that is now in Thailand. So it's, you start broadening your web of connections in diving, and then you like, the sky's the limit.
Or
you're
One thing about getting to know people, this is very important, the networking. What we have built after so many years of teaching ADCs and the passion that we put out there, we go above and beyond, just like you girls. This is why we connected, and we found each other, and it's going to be one of those things. It's just going to be a beautiful explosion of happiness and joy. But it's very important because the community is very tiny. We had a girl that finished her dive master with us and now has moved here. She's one of our best friends. She helps us out with some social media. She bought a house within less than 2 years. Her life changed, and every day she sees us. If it wasn't for you, I would have never come to Tulum. She was supposed to come to Curacao, but the dates didn't match when we were here together. So she decided to come to Tulum without even knowing what Tulum was about, and she just fell in love with it. But again, like, even to continue your path, it's not just about the training. Then you're part of a family. We add you in a WhatsApp group, so you get bombarded by messages, but they actually come to be pretty
they're
funny.
used to that.
Used to that now. But if you're looking for a job after a great experience of your first job that you're able to land in, like in Mexico, wherever, but you want to move somewhere different, like the Maldives or Costa Rica, Asia, you want to go to Europe, we've got contacts everywhere. Between the four of us, this is unique. Like, we all have so many different experiences between the four of us that we can literally help people pursue their dreams and keep pursuing their dreams. One thing is very important. So many instructors, after not even a year or two, stop teaching because they find it too difficult. Well, this is an example of 4 strong women that made it. And we are going to make it so much easier for you now. You don't need to struggle. We're here to support you, and we love it. We do it because we want to, because it is possible and it is great. And I love it. I love what I do. I wake up every morning with a big smile, no matter what. I love what I do, and I do what I love. I couldn't ask for anything more. Good power speech? Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad you said that, Ivana, because that is exactly what our mission is, and what makes our programs unique is exactly that. Like Ivana said, people burn out really fast in this industry, and it's, again, because they don't have the support systems, and they don't have the people to help them through those rough days, the cushions to lean on. And so that's what makes our programs unique is the mentorship aspect. And like Maira, she worked in the Riviera Maya in the dive industry in the 2010s. You know, Ivana and Vicky have both been working there. I've been working in Mexico and Honduras. And so we've, like, not only do we know our stuff as divers, we know our stuff as women working in this industry. And so that is what we are offering here, is how do you deal with people when you're a woman working in this industry? Yeah. And that's the entire purpose behind everything we've built, behind the Scuba Mermaids, behind the Scuba Mermaids Dive School, is empowering women in this industry, because we've all had amazing interactions and really, really shitty interactions with people. And so we want to teach and empower you and give you tools for like how to thrive as a woman in the dive industry, because we are. And so it's possible, and it's, as Ivana said, we love it. It's rewarding. It's what gets us out of bed with a smile on our face every morning. It's why Maira and I spent like 7 hours on the phone today, because we like literally just love we love doing it. And I hope you can feel that, and that will translate into your experience in the dive industry as well. Do you have anything to add? That was my power speech. Very
good, very good.
Go ahead, Maira. Yeah.
Oh no, do I have a power speech? No. I just wanna share a little story that relates to all this that we're talking about, and it's a very quick story how we connected through one person. So I needed a photographer last week, and then I asked Ivana, hey, do you know somebody that can be a photographer for me? And then she sent me the contact of one of her IDC candidates, correct? And then she reached out to me, and I'm like, hey, Ivana told me that you need a photographer. And then I was like, yeah, come on. So then I hired her for one of our trips. And then this is how the connections were. Like I would have had no idea of this Elisa from Brazil, and I love her. Like, she is amazing. And she fit in our community amazingly. If you went to Cuba with me last week, you met her, and you probably love her as well. And she had some stunning pictures of us. And this is how it works. Like, if you are part of a community, if you are an Elisa that is a photographer from Brazil, and that is part of this amazing community, then you're going to be in contact and have these amazing opportunities to travel, to teach, to change your life, basically. So I think that's my power speech. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah. Very good.
All right.
Okay, awesome. So speaking of that, can you start working right after you finish your dive master?
Do you want to go first?
No, go for it.
So this is also
You
another
love it.
tough question, and it's a very common question. The answer is yes and no. So I think that, me personally, my path was I went from dive master straight to instructor because I knew I wanted to teach. Like, I loved teaching. So for me, it was natural to make that next step. And I wanted to gain that experience so I could actually start gaining more teaching experience right away. But one thing a lot of people forget is they think if they become instructors, then they stop guiding. It doesn't mean that if you do the ADC, you don't get to guide anymore. By doing the ADC right away, one of the biggest advantages is that obviously you learn a bit more about theory. It's all fresh, especially if you do it back to back. And then you have more job opportunities, because we can't deny that when you're looking for a job, like I'll give you an example, the Maldives, or like in Borneo, or like in Mabu areas, where you need to have the instructor rating for your visa. So in some cases, I would say it is mandatory to become an instructor, but there's a lot of opportunities on a lot of Caribbean islands, especially with an American passport. You're very, very, very lucky that you can work in a lot of the islands like Bonaire, Curacao, Estacia, and they do hire dive masters. I have right now 2 dive masters that did their DM with us here in Mexico. They're now working in Curacao. They're going to come back to do the ADC, and then they're going to go to another island to work as an instructor. So the answer is, why don't we start doing your dive master? And then together, we go back to what I said before, let's decide together, are you ready for the next step? Do you feel ready? We'll be there for you. You want to get a job in industry? We'll be there for you to get your job in industry. And then we'll just go from there. It's very difficult to decide if someone's ready to start even working. Some people don't feel ready to start working, want a bit more of an internship. And this is also something that we can provide, where we can help out, say, okay, you want to maybe stay somewhere for a month and get to gain a bit of experience because you don't feel ready to get that responsibility on your shoulder. Not everyone has that same thrive of wanting to guide people and having that responsibility. So don't feel like Vicky said that because you're becoming a dive master, you have to work in the industry. It can work both ways. I think, again, it's a very personalized program because of that. I think we are very personalized people that like to give that nice extra touch. And I think together we can make the right decisions to see what is the correct path for you. If it is to get a job, if it is to gain experience, maybe just on a weekend, if it is to like maybe go on to maybe doing cave, or maybe going to on the tech side, maybe doing your IDC. There's a lot of opportunities and a lot of paths that can be taken, for sure.
Yeah,
I think I just wanted to say that it's very... I need to point out that what you guys are doing or what you're saying is not the usual. So everybody out there need to know that when you go to do your dive master in other places, not all the places, but in some places, you don't get this support afterwards. So it's like, okay, you're here for 4 weeks. I give you your dive master and ciao, good luck. And then you're like, now what am I going to do with all this knowledge? If you're a person like me that is very shy to speak to a lot of people, then when I finished my dive master and somebody told me that I needed to do a briefing to strangers, I panicked. I was like, nobody told me this. Like, of course they told me without telling me, but I was like, do I have to give a briefing to 5 people about snorkeling? What is this? I'm not going to be able to make it. And, and now I'm running, this industry of women. So it's all about, but it took me a lot of power by myself. I was by myself. Nobody helped me on that. I wish I had somebody like Ivana and Vicky that were like, hey, you know what? You can stay here for 1 week and we're going to help you and you're going to do all the briefings in all this week and we're going to go through it and you're going to practice it. We're going to let you know, tell you how to do it and you're going to practice it and then you're going to do it. And you already finished your dive master, but keep practicing your briefings if this is what you need to do to be able to have the confidence. So having this support system is life changer in terms of becoming pro. So I just want to point that out, that it's very unique to what we're trying to accomplish here. Yes.
Yes. And I was also thinking how unique it is, like Ivana was saying, that they customize the Dive Master program and everyone is different, because that is also not popular thought. And I can't tell you how many dive shops I have worked in that say, oh no, this is how we do the Dive Master and this is how we do it. And there's no conversation, there's no working on different areas. And so all of this is very unique to this program, which is pretty cool. So I think Ivana answered this question as well. Again, it's totally up to what you're looking for. Okay, so that is everything we're going to say about the Dive Master course. And now we want to talk about our instructor development course, our one that we're doing in March next year. And so we did a poll in the Scuba Maids group a couple of weeks ago to see what people were interested in doing, whether a full in-person instructor development course or doing some hybrid with online learning in advance. And turns out there's a lot of people that would appreciate doing a IDC with classroom learning in advance. So Ivana and Vicky, do you want to tell us a little bit about your idea for this?
Sure. Go on, off you go. You love to talk. You love to do it. No,
Yeah.
She loves to be on the speaking front.
So
Good.
the online option of the IDC will give the opportunity to get what you need of hands-on experience, because obviously we will get to go in the water twice a day, every day for those 7 days. But prior to that, we'll get a chance to get to know each other in a very calmly relaxed manner from home and get all those presentations, all those box ticks where we can do everything online. So it doesn't really make a massive difference. It just gives that flexibility to be able to do things on your own time while you're still working at home. And we can get together maybe once or twice a week prior to the IDC, so a couple of months prior. This is something that, again, super flexible, that we can organize together. Once everyone's signed up, we'll then start setting dates. And again, flexibility. Why? Because we are 2 course directors. So maybe if it happens that someone can't join a certain date, we can then reschedule and everything. The important thing is to realize that at the end, it's one of those paths that you're signing up for something because you want it, yeah? And when you want something, you're going to put 100% in it. So it's going to be a little bit of preparation on your side, completing the e-learning. That doesn't matter if you do the online or if you do the full classic version. Then setting those dates and making sure that you're available for those dates and to be concentrated, to be able to get that information and start preparing yourself for the IDC, and then truly immersing yourself in the beauty of Tulum, in the cenotes, in our wonderful, beautiful chlorine pool, to get all that water activity, to get all that hands-on role-playing experience of making the mistake and learning from the mistake, smiling about the mistake, giggling about it, because we are all going to make mistakes. But that's the most important thing, is to learn after we've made that mistake together, brainstorming and seeing how to prevent doing it again. I always tell people, when something happens on the ADC, It rarely happens in real life. And when it starts to happen, you can prevent it. And that's one of the most amazing feelings that you can have. You say, you know what, I actually learned something on that IDC. And then my face and Vicky's face comes up like, oh, they might know what they're doing. And then it starts to all click together.
Shev, your microphone.
I can talk a little bit more. No problem.
Oh yeah, I love the sound of Ivana's voice. So
A lot of people do.
yeah, good thing because you'll hear a lot of it in the courses. So yeah, this is a really cool thing we're able to offer thanks to Infinity, and again the flexibility that we've been talking about. And then of course we will do classic mode as well, full in-person IDC. It's 16 days in person and then the 2 days of instructor exam. And then for both options, we will also be able to offer the Master Scuba Diver Trainer add-on. And we can do it right after, but we strongly recommend a day off after the IE, largely for the, you're going to be tired, but we'll also celebrate after the IE. And so we want everyone to have a chance to rest and also just like enjoy the satisfaction of completing a huge accomplishment. And then we'll be able to offer 3 days of training for Master Scuba Diver Trainer. They have a ton of specialties that they can offer. And like we said, from all of the things that we can try as well. So yeah, that is our programs that we're announcing. We're really excited. Thank you so much, Ivana and Vicky, for joining us tonight and sharing all of the wonderful, exciting things with us. We have time for questions. If anyone would like to come off mute and chat with us a little bit, especially if you're going to join us on one of these programs, you can meet us now and introduce yourself. And we had one question from someone. I'm just wondering if they can finish their DM with a non-PADI agency and do their IDC with us. The answer is, of course, yes. And so we welcome any dive masters to the IDC.
I have questions.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi. Nice to see some of your familiar faces. I'm Shannon. I live in Washington State. And I am looking at the Dive Master and then also progressing to the IDC. But my question for the Dive Master, I've actually reached out to a couple other programs to see what their setups are. Is there going to be any open ocean training for the Dive Master program that you guys have set up? So that's my first question. And then is there a time of year? I know one of the programs I reached out to in Mexico had recommended doing like December or January because that's high traffic season for that area of Mexico, but that creates challenges for me. So I'm just kind of wondering if there's a time of year that's more specific, or can I like start this summer?
Okay,
Good
so
question.
during the Dive Master course here, you get to experience absolutely everything. Okay, so you will dive in the Tulum reefs, okay, from the boat. You will get to dive, so that's salt water. You get to dive in the cenotes, which is fresh water. So you're going to learn your weights in both types of waters. And you're also going to get to dive on Cozumel to learn the drift diving as well. Okay, so you will get the best of all of those options. In terms of the time of year, December and January is extremely busy and normally the most expensive time to fly. I think we generally recommend people not to come this time of year to their Dive Master.
The one thing about
so yeah,
I would say we can cater the Dive Master program because, like I said, we're not a factory. It's going to be a one-on-one and it's a personalized program. So it doesn't mean we start every Monday. So you need to tell us when you can come. We make sure to make the program for you. I can tell you example, the 15th of November-ish, so mid-November is bull shark season, starts until end of February, beginning of March. So depending on if you're a shark lover, definitely that's a good period to come because of that. We also have whale shark season a bit norther than us, but where once you're here, you can take like a day or two to go and see the whale sharks. That's more during the summer. Like Maira already said, we're really lucky. We can dive all year round. Even in your likely event, the reef is closed because it's a bit windy. We've got a gazillion of cenotes that we can dive at, we can teach at, Yaxchen, Casa, one of the most exquisite experiences of having salt and fresh water mixed together, where you're in the cenote with all the aquatic life from the ocean. Massive silver tarpons, blue crabs, peacock flounders. It's just stunning. And so again, we go back to the fact that we just need to know when you want to come, and then together with us girls, we'll set the dates and we'll get the program ready for you.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those are good questions, Shannon.
We just had a question on the chat about the hybrid. I know you said flexibility. Will that mean the online portion can be evening or weekends from Emma?
So for Emma, yes, the answer.
Where do you live?
Where?
The idea would be to arrange it in the evenings after work. We'll split people up into their time zones and weekends. So that would be the plan. If someone works night shifts, then one of us will take a morning session. But the idea would be...
She's from Virginia, by the way.
Yeah, but that doesn't help. What time is it?
Virginia, I think, is our time.
But the idea, yes, would be to put as many people in the same time zone that can make an evening or the morning or weekends only, depending on how many people there are. If not, we'll do one-on-ones. We're good. There's 2 of us, so we're okay.
We also have another master
It's a
instructor.
luxury.
It can help out, and a staff instructor right there. So we can definitely put quite a
Delegate.
delegate. That's the most important thing about being a good course director is to delegate.
Shev,
It is. Okay. Natalie, so I just dropped a link in the chat, everyone. I pinned it. That is the link to our sign-up form. You don't have to sign up, but you can still check it out and read the info we put there. And so if you're interested in the 2-week program and the pre-assessment and all that, we'll work that out with you. So just fill out the form, and we'll chat with you right away and figure out what we need to figure out.
Yeah, something that we didn't talk about that I think is important we put it out there is that we are trying to make the divemaster program also with a group of mermaids, not like singles going for the divemaster, but for these to work. You, for example, Shannon, if you just can do it on summer, then you say, okay, I want to do the 4-week in summer, and then you let us know the dates. And then you, if you want to do it with some of the mermaids, then we can put it on our group, on our Facebook group, on our community, and say like, hey, do you want to join Shannon on her divemaster program for 4 weeks? These are her dates. If anybody wants to join in, then we can have 2 or 3 joining the same day. If we have, time in advance, then probably we can find at least 1 or 2 that can join you. Same for the 2-week program. If what we want to do is to offer the 2-week program in a set date that works for some, and then invite more of the girls that have already the skill set ready, that we already have done with them, and we assess that they are ready for a 2-week program, and then we just put the day, if you want to do it with a group. Of course, if you want to do it independently, then that's easier. But if you want to do it with a group, with like 3 or 4 mermaids that join you, we can definitely try to find others to fit your schedule.
Yeah.
Also,
Stephanie, do you have a question? Oh, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that then we can also, sometimes people forget that the divemaster doesn't need to be done all in one go. If you have obviously some work issues, you can maybe come down for a week or 2. Flights are pretty cheap and easy, direct to Cancun and Tulum. So the location also allows you from the States or from Canada to come very easily to the area. So maybe you can say to the girls, look, I have these 2 weeks, and then I have these 2 weeks available. So maybe on one of the 2 weeks you come, it's just you, but then on the second 2 weeks that you come, we get another few girls coming in. It's so much more fun to dive with other girls and to get to learn with other people of the family. At the end, this is what we're doing it for, right? It's to make new friends, to create a community. And remember, diving is fun. And the more you share it with other people, the more fun it is.
Yeah, it's a team activity, right? It's a buddy activity. Another comment I wanted to make with what Shannon was saying is that you will hear that a lot about when to come. And that's because there are requirements for the Dive Master course for participating in different courses and being a part of things. And so that's a luxury we have with Infinity being busy, that it doesn't matter what time of year, they're going to have courses that you can be a part of. And so that's really cool.
Yeah, and also they're going to have lots of different instructors that you're going to learn from. The Dive Master program, it's also very important that you practice your skills and your whatever with a lot of instructors. So they have 3, 4, I don't know how many instructors working for you guys, and then you're going to be like shadowing each of them, and then you're going to 9. Wow. So you're going to be shadowing 9 different instructors that they have their own amazingness, and then you're just going to pick up whatever you like from the ones, and then whatever you don't like, you just don't do that, right? So then you have this amazing pool of people where you can get knowledge from. So Stephanie raised her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Maira. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the car. I did pull over. And Maira, you kind of answered my question a little bit. I had a question and a comment. My situation's a little bit different. I am currently on the second half of a year-long sabbatical I'm taking just to dive. And one of my goals is to pursue my dive master certification. But I would be looking to do it within the next couple of months. And I'm looking for a program that can be done like all at once, if that makes any sense, however long it takes, but just all at once. So I imagine I probably wouldn't be getting paired with anybody from Scuba Maids unless somebody has similar circumstances. But are you open to taking on a candidate with circumstances like that?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So just let us know your dates, and then we put it in the Facebook group. And if nobody joins you, it doesn't matter. You are like a badass already. Like you're perfect.
Oh, thank you. And Natalie, I see you saying you'd consider it, so please do.
There you go. You already have.
They met in a Socorro trip. So
yeah, we were roomies before. We're gonna be roomies again, so it'd be fun to have you as a classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
thank you.
And if that wasn't clear, the Dive Master can be done anytime. It is just the instructor course that has the set dates. So Dive Master is totally whenever you want to do it, and then we will do our best to pair you with a marmaid if you want.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, great question. Okay.
What else?
So Sheena is wondering, for the 2-week Dive Master, if I choose to do more training, is that still an option? Would you be able to break it up and do it different times?
So yes to both of those questions.
Yeah. We will never deny you more practice.
If you book a one-way ticket, there's always more things to do if you want to stay longer. We can always do that.
Yeah, Sheena was talking about. Sheena was very interested when we were in Cuba. She was very interested in doing cavern and cave training. So that would be like the best facility to do it. These 2 girls right there that you see are tech divers, and they are very passionate about it. So this is the best place to become a tech diver. Tulum has all the caves, the most beautiful, probably in the world. So.
Hi, Maira. I actually wanted to ask more about so the broken up time frame. So if I do the Dive Master program and chose to do more training, would it be possible to do it like 2 weeks after 3 months from my first 2 weeks, since I still have an in-person job, so I can't leave for a full month or 6 months to finish the whole training?
Oh, yes, of course. So you mean like doing your Dive Master and then come back for more?
Yes, come back for more. So maybe do my 2 weeks for my Dive Master, take a break for like a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then come back for another 2-3 weeks.
Yes, absolutely. Ivana?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was trying to say, because obviously we know a lot of people have actual, like they say, real jobs, and they can't take more than a certain amount of time at the same time. So by all means, come down, get 10 days, 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of training. And then when you can come back, I would say maybe within 6-12 months, it would be nice if that training could be completed. Because if you come back like after 2 years, maybe what you just did is not really there. So I would say my favorite to be able to split it would be within 6 months. Like that's my favorite. But obviously, depending on your needs, we will go around it. We can always quickly do a refresher of a day or two to get you back on your toes in the water, easy and nice and chilled. But like I said, 3 months is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nice, because you can come back and start to see things from a different perspective, and maybe already had some experience during those 3 months of starting to apply what you learned and really feel that you are building something that goes above and beyond just ticking a box and becoming a dive master, but feeling that you are a dive master.
Yeah, she's an amazing diver also, so it should be easy for her. Also, there is someone here. How do we know, Shannon, how do we know if we're ready for a 2-week versus 4-week program? Ivana?
That's a very good question. And the honest truth, I cannot answer right now. What I can say, and it goes back to what I said before, we are very honest and direct and very passionate, and we would never want to make you feel uncomfortable. If you book for a 2 weeks program, and this has happened to us before, you would like to get some further training, we'll sit down and say, look, would you like to stay a little bit longer? Do you want to come back? If you don't feel ready, we're not going to sign off that piece of paperwork just to get a cert. We don't need that. That's not the way we train. So by all means, start it, and then together in a very calm and a very honest manner, we'll discuss things and how to move forward if you don't feel ready to get that application sent off. Because at the end, you need to feel ready. You're the one that is then getting that, earning that rating, feeling that they're ready to be a dive master. But usually, I'm pretty positive that the way we train within the team, like Maira already said, we've got so many people that are involved in this program that you always get to click with one of them. And that one person makes you go above and beyond. You may not think you're ready and you come in with that mindset, but we will get you to realize that you actually can. It's very likely 99%. It's just up here. And when it switches, you're like, wow, I am ready. We actually had a dive master that did a 2-week program from the UK, super lovely girl. And every day is like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. She already did her dive master 3 years ago. And at one point, something clicked and she was in tears. She did the equipment exchange with me in a pool on the last day. She couldn't stop crying. I thought I did something wrong. I felt really bad. And at one point I said, why are you crying? And then she started laughing. And I said, what are you doing? You're crying, you're laughing, now you're confusing me. And at the end, she's like, I am so amazed to what I've been able to achieve in these 2 weeks. I didn't think it was possible. I felt so comfortable down there doing this skill that's considered the most difficult one of the dive master. And I just felt that I am ready. I want to be a dive master, send off the application. And that was a really, really nice moment for us. When I shared it with the whole team, everyone was like, this is what we do it for. This is why we wake up early every morning. This is why we stay out at night with you, sitting down, going things until you want to go to bed. Because at the end, this day will come, and it will come. And it's an amazing feeling, the most rewarding one, where you feel that you're ready.
Yeah, I would say like if you want something more, I truly believe that there's a mindset there, and this is why we're trying to do the community and all that. So it's easier, so you're less afraid of doing the things that you think you're not ready for. So I definitely think, Shannon, in my personal opinion, I think you're ready. But if you want to assess yourself to see if you're ready, I would say like Dive Master program is about multitasking. And about leading people and about dealing with different circumstances at the same time. So you're going to learn a lot about multitasking, quick thinking, fixing problems, solving issues, and that is all those things. It's a lot about leading and not so much about, learning how to inflate your BCD and deflate your BCD. That part, you have to have it down. So that that's what I would say. If you're still struggling with the basic components of diving, maybe you need to take some other classes first before doing a 2-week program for the dive master. But if you have like the basic skills, like, well done. I don't know what you guys think. Ivana or Vicky.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Sorry, we were on mute.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Like, just like a basic assessment of if I'm ready for a dive master, like you need to have
But first of all,
the skills like down.
yeah, I would trust your judgment. Obviously, you two girls know these ladies more than we do. If you say that someone's ready, I would say they're ready. Like, I would say maybe that people can be more ready than others. What we can also do, I mean, this is also depending on the flexibility of the person, they can also just come and do like a 2-3 day trip. And we can include in that 2-3 day trip, maybe I think it's, sorry, that's our intercom from the shop downstairs. So what I was saying is we could like do maybe a 2-3 day trip where someone can come and check out.
I think for sure for people that have never traveled with us, I think that's definitely something. But for people that I already know that they are good, I think I can definitely let you know, like Shannon or Sheena. These girls are really good divers. Stephanie, we have some really good divers that I think are ready for a 2-week program for sure.
And like Vicky and Ivana said before too, we know of mermaids who are interested in the dive master, not to work in the industry, but just to become more confident and better divers. So I know we talked a lot about working and stuff in this call, but we do know of those people already. There are those people, and if you're one of them, we can probably pair you up with someone to take dive master. And then again, that the program will be catered more towards that, more towards improving your skills and focusing on what you're wanting to work on in your diving situations and what you're looking for.
Also, something that maybe that we can put out there is also the dive master's got an e-learning factor. So I think also what will put a lot of people at kind of like a little bit feeling a bit more comfortable is they can get to do their theory prior. So a lot of that theory knowledge will be kind of already slowly being sunken in because you've been doing it before you're going to fly to Tulum or to Cancun to get to us. So you already have an idea of what we are going to be talking about. So already that should help you to build that confidence. And like I said, again, the important thing is creating that trust and that great relationship of honesty. If you're not too sure, we can just do a couple of extra skill circuits. If you're not comfortable on something on day one, well, we're not going to move on to day 2 until we get that comfort of day 1. We're in no rush if you're not. And we're just here to making sure that you need to complete your program with a smile. Like, you need to feel you've achieved things and you've done it. Obviously, there will be some ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. You have a bad day, like with everything. And not just in the diving industry, but just in life in general. But this is why the community is important. The community will pick you up. And this is why it's nice to be close to a lovely taco place. So if you have a bad day, you can just go and eat tacos and get ice cream or get some. At the end, if you're stressed, just eat good food. That's what I can say.
And as someone who has cried and eaten food with Ivana, I can say it's a great experience. And also, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, if you sign up for the 2-week program and at the end of 2 weeks, you're not ready, you want to work on more things, that's fine. You can come back, you can pick it up again, go home, and find another time to finish it up. It's not make or break.
And also something very important is if you're signing up for a dive master, it's because you're making a decision that you want to learn more. So that means there is a lack of something. You're here to also absorb the information. So again, if there's something you don't know, don't be ashamed. Don't be like, why don't I know this? Well, you don't know it because you're here to do the program. If you knew everything, then why would you take the dive master program? Like, take that path to actually make the mistake in a safe environment, learn from that mistake, and then learn things that will make you a better diver for a career, for just being a great buddy, for your family members, for your friends, for yourself, for whichever reason you're doing it, take that path and enjoy it. Again, I know sometimes we're very hard on ourselves, says the one that is super hard on ourselves, but you have to let go and go with the flow and trust the system, trust these girls, trust the program, and realize that by the end of the program, you're going to be a better diver. That's something I can 100% guarantee.
I like that. I like that a lot, Ivan. There's a China, and you need the 20 dives down to start the dive master program. Any other prerequisites?
So if you're just going to sign up for the dive master, that would be a rescue certification. And like I said, because we're a career development center, you can start your dive master program with 20 dives. Obviously, you still need to complete and log 60 dives to be able to be certified. We personally like to get a few more dives under your belt. Like, we don't do the programs cut to reach 60. Like, when you're with us, you're going to do 2-3 dives per day, sometimes even 6-7 days a week. This depends on you. If you like to dive every day, you dive every day with us. And that's the beauty of having the Dive Master program run in a career development center that is really busy with courses, with a lot of Playa Cozumel, Tulum Reef tours, and a lot of cenote tours. So every day you'll get to do something different, like Vicky said. And then again, if you don't have the rescue or the advance, you can still sign up for what we call the Rescue DM package, the Advanced Rescue DM package, even the Zero to Hero. If someone here is not a diver yet or has a friend that wants to join, we can do that too. It would just take a little bit longer. So we would have to cater the program to be more of a 4-week, 5-week, or 6-week program, depending on the number of dives and certification that you have.
But for dive master, they need, with your specific program, they need the 20 dives, and what else?
And their rescue,
rescue.
from any agency, and obviously a primary care and secondary care within 24 months valid certification. That can be the classic petty EFR, but it can also be Red Cross, can be done, but it has to be valid within 24 months.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, very important, for every pro course, every lady in this room, chat room, would have to have a medical signed off by a physician on page 3, even though you have no's on both page 1 and 2, because at the pro level, a physician needs to sign you off. Easily, very done here in Tulum for 350 pesos, because I know in the States, in Canada, it's not cheap and not easy to book an appointment. So if needed, we can do it before we start the program on day 1 when you arrive. It's a 10-15 minute walk from the shop. It's a local shop, so a local clinic, and it's open 24/7, no appointment needed. 350 pesos, less than $20, and you get your, obviously you need to know that you're healthy before you do it, because we don't want to have a surprise here in Mexico, but they will do a proper checkup and sign the document off for you. It's a medical doctor.
Amazing. I think these are all the questions that we have.
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to reiterate that because it's so flexible, the program, the best thing you can do is just fill out the form. It's not a commitment. Yeah, you fill out the form doesn't mean you have to do it. But if you fill out our form, let us know what you're interested in, and then we can send you a message with the details on pricing and accommodations and all of that kind of thing for what exactly you're looking for.
Yes, once you fill out the form, then we know exactly what you're looking for, and we can start creating your specific program. And me or Shev are going to answer your email, copying Ivana and the Infinity 2 Diving Shop, and then they're gonna tell you all the information about the pricing, the specific program that you want to do with them, and yeah, that's how we're collaborating.
Yeah. Woohoo! Shannon's filling the form. Liz is coming to Tulum with us in June, Ivana, and she's doing her advanced with us. And she did her open water at our first scuba retreat in Roatan last year. So that's pretty cool. So Liz is wondering, so she's doing advanced, the next prerequisite in June, or will she need to get another course under my belt for this particular program? So for the Dive Master course, you will need to do another course after you do your advanced. So you can't do your advanced and rescue at the same time in Tulum. We're going to focus just on your advanced.
Day.
Sorry?
She can just stay an extra day.
Stay an extra time.
Or a whole week.
You can stay the whole month with your accent. I'll just,
Yeah.
I'll teach you. I'm teaching you. You're coming with me. I love
I'm
you.
excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I
Hi,
can't
Liz.
wait. I can't
How's
wait.
it going?
We talk about you all the time.
I don't know why.
It's the
I
accent,
know one thing.
the Southern accent.
Oh,
I'm probably
Liz,
Yes.
I'm wearing your shirt.
Look, so I'll just have to come back again or stay longer. So,
There you
I
go.
think
Easy
You should
peasy.
stay longer.
all right, I like that.
Do it. Yeah. And then after that, or like Ivana was saying, you can book whenever time you want to come back for your dive master, and you can do your rescue before you do the dive master. So you got options. Cool. Stephanie, did you have another question?
Yeah, sorry, Ivana,
Okay.
you mentioned something that inspired a question. You mentioned that we might potentially be doing like 2 dives a day, like up to 6 times a week. What does the rest of the day look like? Like, are we assigned duties at the dive shop, or is the rest of our time to go do coursework, or is it just whatever we want to do with the day? I guess I'm just wondering what the rest of the day looks like.
That's a great question. And it goes back to what we said at the beginning. Because it's a very personalized program, we give you options. So we start every day at 7:30, like one big family. We go downstairs, we get the shop ready, go out on the tours, and usually the morning is 2 dives. Sometimes you get to do a 3rd dive in the afternoon or a 3rd dive at night. We've had some days where we've had dive masters that have done 5 dives in one day, like, at the end of the program to give them that feel. And then in general, what happens is we give you a list of things that you can do daily to gain more experience. For example, every day between 4 and 7, we fill tanks. So you can go any day of the week between 4 and 7 to learn and to practice to fill tanks. Then when we have the equipment workshops, we write it in the group, and you can decide to join the equipment workshop in the afternoon of what we do to maintain our gear. So how we clean our masks, how we defog them, same thing, how we check the list of all the tanks, example for hydro tests, for visual tests, how we check all the BCDs on the regs, how we check all the regulators. Today example was the cleaning of the reg day. So we have some special products that we use, and we grab all the regs, we keep them in this product for 5 to 10 minutes, and we put them back on the shelves. So these are things that you can decide to join or not. Sometimes you can even say, and this happens a lot, hey, look, I've got some friends over, we want to go to Chichen Itza, go and see the ruins. Can I have the next 2 days off? For sure. Like you're not working for us, obviously, so it's not that you have to be there. We usually like to plan the dive master that you dive every 5-6 days and then have a day off, just because it's also nice to enjoy what Tulum has to offer: the beach, the food, the ruins, the history, the culture. It's sometimes, especially if you come on a 2-week program, 99% of the people is like, I want to dive for 14 days. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm diving every single day. Put me where I can, and whatever's happening, I want to be involved. So you can be involved as much as you wish. We do a lot of also MSCT and IDC. So what happens is that a lot of times we invite the dive masters to come on the MSCT training so they can see how that specialty works out, or like on an advance, if we have someone that signs up to use scooters, the DPVs, we make sure we give you the option to go on it so you can also test it, like the full face and all this fun jazz. Then we have the open day in the pool where we get you can get to try anything for free. So you can try the full face, the DPV, the side mount in the pool. So there's always something happening. And then so it's up to you to really decide how much you want to be busy. You can be a little bee or a very busy bee.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Well, great questions, everyone. Any more? Last call. Any other comments, Maira or Vicky or Ivana, that you feel like we wanted to get across?
Well, one thing I would like to say, something hasn't come up, maybe obviously because maybe it's not a necessity, but just to let you know also, between all of us, we speak a lot of languages. So maybe you're not mother tongue English, and First of all, the e-learning of the divemaster and the ADC can be in pretty much nearly every language now. And also we teach in a lot of languages. So example, I speak fluent French and Italian. Obviously we both speak fluent Spanish, but a lot of the members, like we've got Danish, Swedish, German, Dutch. So example, you might be comfortable in English, but maybe your mother tongue is Dutch and something can then be explained to you in your mother tongue. It might help. So just to let you know, we also have a big, vast knowledge in languages to support the teaching in different languages, not just in English.
That's very good info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Ivana and Vicky, for joining us in this call. It was really fun talking about the pro training. We are obviously super excited to have this collaboration, and we already have so many training trips in your shop. We did our first trip to Tulum with you guys in February, and everybody was just completely in love with the shop, with the facilities, with you guys. So we are so excited to have more and more interactions and interminglings and all the things with Infinity. And so thank you so much, everybody, for being here.
Thank you also.
Yes.
We're really looking forward to it. Say something, Liz, to me before you
Thanks,
go.
everybody.
Liz, say something.
I can't wait to see you. I'll see you soon.
Maybe.
Thank you.
It's really nice meeting you all. Thank you for joining.
I want to say one thing before everyone disappears, because I forgot to make a slide, but our next call will be in May, and we're going to be talking about travel hacking with Shannon. So come back and join us in May. We'll be showing that event shortly.
That's true. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone.